All right, welcome back to IFQ TV. This is Russ Russo, the voice of indie film. We're here with actor Dean Winters from Oz. We got the movie 5 Up, 2 Down. What do you think tonight?
I'm pretty excited. I read this script 4 years ago, and Steve Kessler's a good old friend of mine, and one of the guys from Oz, Kirk Acevedo, actually portrayed Steve in the film. So I just came out to represent. Yeah.
Oh, man, we're glad you're representing tonight. About a week ago, man, I saw Bristol Boys. Out in the we'll edit that out. No, I mean, I saw Bristol Boys here in New York City, and man, your performance was great in that. How'd you get hooked up with Bristol Boys? What a great film!
You know, it was one of those things where Brandon Cole, the director, got a hold of me through a friend of a friend, and he sent me a script like 3 years ago, and I read it, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. What's this guy done? And they're like, nothing. But then I went to meet with him, and Brandon had such a vision. You know, he's a young kid. He used to be like a professional dirt bike rider, and so we had like similar tastes, and and he's one of the easiest, best directors I've ever worked with. We're actually shooting something right now called The Lord of Lies together. So I'm like really happy to be working with him.
Wow, you're on set already with man.
We just shot a little piece of it recently. We're trying to raise the financing, so. If you got money, give it.
That's such as indie film. Yeah. We're constantly trying to find money, but we need no more money for 5 Up, 2 Down.
No, I know. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to see this film for a long time. So.
Did you work with Was Stevens? Was he?
I knew Was from the club days back in the day, and then I worked with Was indirectly on a Barry Levinson thing a couple of years ago. Is Was in this?
I think Was is in this.
That would make sense, yeah. So
I'm just like
I got 2 reasons to watch it.
Because I mean, see how incestuous this it's just.
Well, especially in New York, it's such the indie film world is such a small world, and there's so many people with so many great ideas, and to actually get something made is a true testament in itself. What up? So he's the reason why I'm here. So
we gotta get him on wax. We gotta
get over here.
We gotta get him on in here.
This is why I'm here, right here.
All right, man. Stay.
All right. What up? 5 Up, 2 Down.
Live it, know it.
So, man, I know you're rushing inside. The movie's about this.
Yeah.
All right, we got more questions for it.
Other than letting people in you, so.
Why are they? You know, they take their time with things like this. All right, I wanted to ask you a little bit about Oz, a little bit about, you know, possibly after the vehicle goes by. I want to ask you a little bit about, you know, your involvement with Oz. I mean, how that came about.
Oz happened. I was a bartender on the Upper East Side back in '91, and I met Tom Fontana, who was the creator of St. Elsewhere and Homicide, Life on the Street. So I started working on Homicide, and after I was working on Homicide, I was still bartending actually around the corner here on 13th Street, and he calls me up and he's like, you know what, we're going to do this experimental prison project for HBO, and then cut to it took off and it was like a hit, and so everything kind of changed. But yeah, that was like, you know, Oz was definitely, that was like that was the dream job of dream jobs, you know. Yeah.
Ones we all want.
Yeah. You just gotta stick with. I was in the game for a while before Oz. I mean, I made it sound like I wasn't, but I was in the game for a good 6-7 years, and
nobody talks about that. Everybody talks about like the 2 years that they started really, really working.
Hell no.
there's a decade that goes on before that.
And for a lot of people, there's 2 decades. You know, it's just about persistence and the love of the game. You know, and you gotta have a real love for this game, because if you don't, it's not a game to be involved with, because it can be a real pain in the ass, as I'm sure you know.
Definitely, I definitely know that. But man, artist on artist conversation. I love this, Dean, man. It's
great time, my friend.
It's great, man. Good meeting you too. All right, signing off for IFQ TV. We're gonna have. Well, actually, we'll just have Dean sign off.
Yeah, you want me to sign off?
Yeah, Dean Winters, you're watching IFQ TV.
Hi, this is Dean Winters, and you're watching IFQ TV.